Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and in this video, I am thrilled to introduce you to our January 2023 selection for Goody's Bundle Club. For this month, I chose a collection called Blissful, which is made by Wilmington Prints. And I think there's nothing to it. Let's head on over and take a look at the fabrics. What drew me to this collection was the main print, and technically that this looked like a very traditional pattern with some paisleys, beautiful florals, however, a very non-traditional colorway. And I loved being able to put together a bundle that was semi-monochromatic, kind of all in tones, starting from the navies into the teals, into the deep sea greens. And so this is something that looks totally different and exciting. I did add some basics in here, but let's start with the main print. The main print is the large floral, is that deep dark navy in the background. And then we have these beautiful aquas, really soft peachy pinks, a little bit of like a taupey beige in here, but lots of movement. I like the scale being small and large. Then we have the paisley, called Paisley Contour. So a little bit modernized version of a paisley. I also love that it just has those specks of the floral in between, which connects it to the next print, which is called Blissful Floral Foulard, also navy. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a shade difference between the three, and I love that. So this is a beautiful, just a smaller floral, just toss, so it's gonna act like almost like a tone on tone. Then I added two basics in here in this navy category. The Paisley Toss in the navy, which is also by Wilmington, and then also the Toss Triangles. So I love the scale of this. This is a little more open space, so it's going to act more as a solid foundation. And then we have the graphic floral in the navy. Now here you can see these teals and aquas kind of blending into the navy, so it's going to soften it, connected to the other colorway. Going on to the scroll. So this is the scroll in the teal, and I wouldn't call this teal. It's very soft. It's more like a sea glass color. Really love that as a soft note. And then we have the medium floral, the floral toss. So that is more like a play on the main print, but on a smaller scale. And this really beautiful aqua teal background. Then I added a basic. This is called Vintage Texture in the turquoise. And I love this because it gives it a little bit of a kind of a grungier texture, a little bit modernizes everything. And this color is just beautiful. Then we have the Floral Foulard in the teal. So this is has a lot of green in it, but it's the same print as we had in the navy. We have the graphic floral in the teal, but also again has a lot of green in it. Same print as we have here. It kind of connects the two. And then we finish it off with a crisscross texture in the darkest teal. So this is going to be the darkest teal used throughout. So here in the booklet, you can see all the fabrics in the bundle. And then let's take a look at the fabrics that play well with the bundle. My fabric poll, if you wanted to add some things to it. I'm going to start with the navies on the darker end. So we have Chalk and Charcoal in Midnight, which is the deepest, darkest navy. The next one up will be the Grunge in the True Blue, a little bit more blue to it. And then a third one is Canvas and the Midnight. So there you see even more blue, which connects somewhat with this lighter blue that is in these two prints. And then just as a little different texture, the Jacks and the Sapphire has a little bit of the lighter blue Jacks in here to connect with those colors. Going into our teals, I start on the lighter end with a Dash Flow in the Mist. And the next one is called Flow in the Aqua Frost, just a perfect mix of the lights and the darks. Then we have the Thatched Peacock, a little bit brighter than this teal, so it really connects both between those two. And then I love the Chalk and Charcoal in the Ultramarine, so more of the greener tones to connect with the darker greener tones. So then I pulled in some accent colors that are not in the print, but of course that peachy pink is prevalent throughout all the prints. So I chose two options, the sugar and the peach fizz, or the dash flow and the parfait, which has a little bit more white in it. Then we have a lot of that beigey taupe in there. So I chose the Bumbleberries Natural Linen to throw in there if you wanted to get that kind of accent. As far as background, all of the background colors in the line are fairly off-white, almost white. So I chose the Whispers in the Jack's White. So it's not pure white on white, but really close. So that would be a great contrast to all of the fabrics in the bundle. So let's look closer at our booklet, and the fabrics are here on the first page, and then take a look at the quilt. For this bundle, I couldn't help myself when we made 4 different quilts. So let's take a look at them closer. We're going to start with the Alberta. So Alberta is a 10-inch square pattern. So you can cut from the bundle, you can cut all your 10-inch squares and then still have strips cut from the rest of it to be able to make the crisscross double toss. But for Alberta, you will need a couple of extra fabrics. So I used fabric from the line that we have available. And this is the Floral Foulard in the white. So it's that same print we have in the green and the blue, but on a white background. And it has all the colors in the florals here. So we use this for the background fabric for Alberta. And then for the binding, using that darkest, the crisscross and the teal. And for the beautiful backing, we used the white version of the main print. So the Blissful large all over white. And this just turned out beautiful on the back of that quilt. The quilting shows up really nicely. It's called Swirls and Feathers, and it's by Craker Quilting and Design. The crisscross double toss uses both 1.5-inch strips and 2.5-inch strips. So you could do either one of the 10-inch square quilts, either Alberta or Amelie, and then cut the rest into strips to make this one, because it's really based on the background and the main fabric. So for the background fabric, we used another print from the line. It is a light gray version of the scroll, all over scroll. So it's called Blissful Scroll Light Gray. It's a really nice, just a soft gray for that background. For the main print, we of course use the main fabric all over floral in the navy. So that is used in the alternate blocks, plus the setting triangles and the border. And then for the narrow border, to separate it, we used the crisscross texture in the teal, the darkest teal. And then for the binding, we used, this one is also in the bundle, is the Floral Foulard in the navy. So that was a really nice binding to serve as a little frame. For the backing, we added another print from the line that is not in the bundle, and that's a beautiful paisley that is paisley contour in the white. So it is that really nice white background with the beautiful paisleys in all the colors used in the bundle. And then just a little polka dot of gray in between, which gives it even more movement. So it was beautiful on the back. The quilting pattern we use for this quilt is called Fossilized and is designed by the Long Arm League. So let's flip the page and look at the other 2 quilts. So I made Amelie. This one is a 10-inch square quilt. So you could use the bundle to cut 10-inch squares. You will need an accent fabric. So for the accent fabric on this one, I chose to go with a pink. So we use the sugar and the peach fizz. It's a very peachy pink, and it's perfect accent to that peach that is in the line. And then for the backing, I use that for the binding as well. For the backing, we use the all over Blissful large floral for the back, because we had that peach. I thought it was a great connection to connect the two and include that in the back. And then it is quilted with what is called spring pinwheels, and that is designed by Wasatch Quilting. And the 4th quilt in the booklet is called Strip Cocoon. This one is a 2.5-inch strip quilt, so you could definitely cut 10-inch squares and then some strips from the rest of the bundle, or you could cut all strips from the bundle and make a larger version of strip cocoon. We added just a few things to be able to make it a lap size, but for this you just need bundle fabrics and then some binding. So we used the floral foulard in the navy for the binding, and then for the back again used the white all over floral. I just really loved that because there was so much blue and green on the front. I wanted to lighten it up a little bit on the back. The quilting pattern is called Cupid, and that is, I believe, made by Urban Elements. On the back side of the booklet, you will see all the other Blissful fabrics we have available that are either in the bundle already or they are additions that we used in the quilts, and I'm going to take you through those. We have the Blissful all over large floral in the white. Then we have the scroll in the light gray, and these are available, all of them, in either 3-yard cuts or 1-yard cuts. And then we have the paisley contour in the white. And then the one more light fabric is the floral foulard in the white. As for the navy, we have the all over main floral in the navy. And we have the floral foulard. Both of them are in the bundle. And then we have the crisscross texture in the teal. So all these fabrics are available in our 1 yards or 3 yards. I hope you're enjoying this shipment of Bundle Club just as much as I did putting it all together. Now I want to remind you that the fabrics that are listed in the back are now available in the store, and so we want you to make sure that do not share anything about this yet until I reveal Bundle Club on our live shows, because you want to have first dibs to get your hands on those additional fabrics if you are inspired to make any of these wonderful quilts that we made with this beautiful bundle. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time for our next delivery.